Very nice. Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Drink About It. We are back again, getting to know industry professionals, sipping on some spirits, and having some laughs. Tonight, we're joined by Marie Dorge. Dorge?
No,
Dorge?
no,
Dorge? Super
Danish.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, Danish pronunciations are difficult. Marie works at MASH. She has done pretty much everything from running to waiting to bartending to now managing. And this Bacardi Legacy winner is a jack of all trades, being educated in sustainable fashion, working with different art mediums like design, restoring furniture, and knitting. Welcome to the show, Marie.
thank you.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you feeling loose?
I have a pretty view of a lot of stuff to drink.
That is the goal. I'm glad that you're all set up then. So
Yeah,
you
I
you have
put
all your
it like
shots.
I arranged everything here, so it's all ready.
Very nice, very nice. Well, before we really jump in and kick it into gear, let's go over
Hmm.
a little bit of ground rules. So we do start off with downing a beer. Now this can be all in one go. This can be several, steps.
I might
It's
have to
fine.
cut it in two.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. There's no wrong way to drink. Uh, After
So
the
is
beer,
that just me or is it you as well?
well, I mean, I can down a beer, but I'm not gonna force you to.
I'll do my best.
We're here to drink. We're just here to drink a little bit. We're not here to hurt anybody.
Well, I'm not sure with 11 shots. Yeah, let's see.
Well,
We'll see tomorrow.
yeah. Let me know how it goes. But after the beer, then I'll ask you to tell us a little bit about the bar. And then, all right, going for it. Okay, yeah, let me get this going.
No, look at that. I have to cut it too. It's not gonna happen.
That's fine. Don't rush it. Ah.
Give me a mash pilsner, then maybe.
Next time we have you on the show, that's what we'll do. We'll plan it out a little bit better. uh, but yeah, and then we'll just kick it off right into the shots, and we'll go shot, question, 6 shots, 6 questions, and we finish it up with a game.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Perfect.
All right, all right. Well, can we just start off with you talking a little bit about MASH? Can you just tell us a little bit about the bar?
Yeah, definitely. So when I first started out at MASH, I was in Bredgade,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like one of the oldest MASHes, or the oldest actually.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I don't know if I have to say this, but it's a steakhouse. So, I mean, the focus of the bar is to serve great drinks with food,
Mm-hmm.
and to be among the best doing that in Copenhagen. And I believe we have a steady team of excellent bartenders serving a lot of nice drinks. And I always, well, I mean, I haven't worked in any other bars because I've been at MASH for so long.
Right.
But I think it's a great place to be trained because you get to run service in very different ways, because you have the busy weekends, but you also have the calm, steady Tuesday where you have the more time to really speak to the guests, because you don't have people standing around the bar. You get to go down to the table and really spend time with the guests. And
Right.
I always found that was a strength when you want to learn about spirits. And yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's some of the most rewarding part of the job, right? Is whenever we actually get to interact with our guests,
Yeah.
and we're not just a vending machine.
Yeah, and also like where I learned the most was if I get asked a question that I didn't know the answer to, because then I had to go back to the bar and be like, okay, flip the bottle, see what this back label says, and figure it all out. So yeah.
Absolutely. That is definitely whenever you learn the most, is whenever you're faced with something that you don't know what it is. Yeah, for sure. I unfortunately I haven't been to MASH yet, but I'm definitely, just because I come from the southern part of the United States, so steakhouses are, they hold a little special place in my heart. So as soon as I can get out, and go places, I'll definitely
I
get
mean,
that.
I mean, I worked in Frederiksberg, but
Hmm.
Bredgade is close to my heart, and they just tore down the entire bar and they're rebuilding it, so
Oh,
no one knows what it's gonna be like
all
when we come back.
right.
Yeah,
New. That's gonna be class.
yeah,
Very cool.
walls and everything.
Wow. Okay.
It's all
Like
out.
like a full remodel.
Yeah,
Shit. Fucking going for it. All right. Well, looking forward to that then.
yeah, me too.
So, shall we kick it off with the first shot?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're starting off with something a little bit stronger. This is Gun Room Navy Rum.
I have a, but I
Yes.
also set myself up with glasses just so
Oh, very nice.
I can actually.
Yeah, keep it classy. Something nice,
Hmm.
less water, more flavor, right? Mm. All right. First shot down. First question. So as you said, uh, you work, you've worked at MASH for like 7.5, 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm sure you've had some really, really lovely memories in the place. As you've just said, it holds a special place to your heart. But if is there any other place where you'd love to do a guest shift? And if so, where is that place and what product do you or would you want to have sponsor it?
Um, that's a good question. Um, I mean, with Bacardi, I've been doing some guest shifts,
Hmm.
and I'll probably get to do more once, because if the competition is still on.
Right.
Um, and I got to do one guest shift at Lidköp, but it wasn't that busy. But I always found that it would be fun to like step into a bar that you haven't worked in and just do like a kick-ass super busy shift. And I couldn't think of any other place than Lidköp or maybe Brøndum on a really busy night, but I like Lidköp better, so
That's totally fair.
no
And
offense to Brøndum, I really like Brøndum as well.
no, of course not. Both are really nice bars, but I'm with you. Lukup, it can get super busy, and I bet it'd be so much fun to jump back there.
Yeah,
You have the entire people looking at you, and you just sling some tasty drinks.
yeah,
That's good. But
yeah.
would
So,
you?
and I don't know what if I should have a product sponsored just for that night, or
Yeah, like a product sponsor just for that night. So it could be Bacardi, of course, if you want it to be, but it can be anything really.
well, I mean, I have a lot of Bacardi sponsored at the moment, so if I should like dream big,
Yeah, yeah.
probably
Sky's the
wouldn't go
limit.
for Bacardi. Um, yeah, would probably go for some really amazing bourbon of
Very
some sort,
nice.
and
Yeah.
just have loads of that. Um, I can't pick one. Well, actually, yeah, maybe I can. Because something that we don't get in Denmark is the peerless rye.
Yes, that's
Uh,
true. You can't get that here.
well, I mean, we can order it online, but we
Sure,
don't
but like,
buy it in Denmark. But I really fell in love with that when I was in Kentucky. So I would probably, yeah, a lot of peerless rye, just
cool.
for a lot of shots, and then yeah.
That sounds great.
So not bourbon, but rye. But that's
Very,
good as
there
well.
you go. Well, you heard it here. Lynn Coop, if you're watching, gotta get Marie over there with some rye. But I'm glad to hear that you like bourbon because the next shot up happens to be that.
Ooh,
Hoo, hoo, hoo.
perfect.
A little wild turkey for you.
Mm,
Yeah.
which one? The
Just the classic Kentucky straight. Yeah, something easy. We did
Yeah,
make
we
us
did
drink.
the
We gotta level it out, right?
always love
Cheers.
a wild turkey.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Mm,
Mm.
that's good.
Right. Lovely. Just a little sweet, something nice.
Yeah, but it actually, because the rum that we got before was kind of lingering on and on and on, so it's
Yep.
actually nice to get something just
There you go. Just fucking clean it up.
yeah.
Ah, so as I mentioned earlier, you are educated in sustainable fashion from your university.
Yes.
And I was told just from like talking to your friends that like you make your own clothes and things like this. But I didn't realize until I like found your website that like you don't just make clothes. You like you really make clothes. Like I saw the whole House of M website and like
Ah,
yeah, I saw your
does
collection.
that really still exist? That's like my
Absolutely.
portfolio website. Yeah,
Yeah, it's fucking cool. It's
perfect.
super cool. I had no idea because I was talking to you about and uh, uh, about your interests and stuff, and you were mentioning knitting, and then I was talking to your friend Jens, and he was saying like, oh well, she makes clothes, and so in my head I was like, oh, she like knits sweaters or something like this. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
then I saw it, and
actually,
it was like really
because
proper.
before I started in university, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, so I started in tailoring school. So I actually have like half a tailoring education before starting in the design
Ah, okay.
school. So yeah, I can sew pretty much everything.
Wow. All right.
Yeah,
That's that's a really like useful thing, you
it
know?
is. It is. Well, most of the time I find that like I go into a store and I find some clothes and I find that it's so expensive. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna make it myself. And then when I buy the fabric and spend all the time, it ends up being much more expensive than just buying it. But it's fun.
There you go. As long as it's fun, as long as it's like nice and rewarding. But if you had to sort of describe your style, how would you put it into words? Because just from looking at your portfolio, it's very unique.
Um, I was always like inspired by something that maybe is a bit grungy, but also I don't know, like I've always been into like exploring contrasts. So something that is can be very dark, but it can also be like the whole, I don't know what you call it in English. In Danish, you would say, yeah, you can call it dualism, like where you have a
Yeah,
bright side and a darker side, and
exactly. Yeah.
how those two work together. And then from the whole sustainability point of view, um, I always I always really like the idea that you create clothes that can last for longer instead of thinking. I mean, you can think of course, sustainable production, but
Right.
if you think about like minimizing the amount of clothes that we need, you have to think about
I
how
see.
can you design something that can last longer,
Right. Okay. So
something
not.
that you want to keep and that
Mhm.
you want to protect, and you want to pass it on to someone else in your family,
Mm.
and they can actually fit it, and it doesn't go all twisted just because you put it in the laundry
Right.
machine, and like thinking about stuff like that. So a lot of one size, a lot of unisex. Yeah,
Absolutely. But I mean, it must be pretty durable as well if you are thinking about it in that sort of long-term thing, right?
especially. Yeah.
Very nice. Well,
Yeah.
that's super cool. I mean, sustainability is, I mean, it's always been important, but it's really crunch time now, right? Like to really be sustainable.
Yeah, and I think that like if you have some really good stuff, you don't need that much. But if you
Hmm.
just have a lot of crap, then you need a lot more. And stuff like gets worn out quicker. But if you have some good stuff, then you don't need to buy that much. So for from a design point of view, it makes a lot of sense to think about how can we design something that can last for longer.
Of course, absolutely. And I have noticed that exact same thing. I used to just whenever I was a bit younger and a bit broker, I just would buy the cheapest thing possible. But
Yeah,
then of course in a few months it's ripped to shreds or it shrank or something like this, and then you're back to the store, right?
yeah.
And so I mean I luckily now
So
I have like a solid.
financially, it makes sense as well to buy less and buy better.
Yeah, absolutely. One big purchase versus several small ones. Boom.
Yep, yep.
Very nice. Well, the next stop on the Let's Drink About It train is a calmer stop. We have a little bit of Amaro to sort of relax,
Hmm.
help the vibe. we don't want to just hit you straight with 6 hard spirits.
I'm glad it would take me down.
Most people are glad, actually.
Yeah, but I guess I'm a bit, oh, I don't know, but I fear that I'm a bit like smaller than a lot of your other guests, so I probably it's gonna hit me a bit.
Oh, well, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, a little Lucano Anniversario. Something nice and sweet.
Yeah, sweet and herbaceous at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice.
Has a bit more of a kick than the classic Lucano as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely. So, I mean, you were no stranger to creating original cocktails, of course, but I feel like there is a pretty big difference between creating an original cocktail like on the fly during a shift, like a busy shift, and someone asks, they come up, they ask for something fruity but not too sweet, something like this, and you have to create a sort of original cocktail kind of on the fly. But at least for me, that process is very different than if I actually have time and I can explore really what I want to go through with the drink. But how is your process whenever you actually have time to make an original cocktail? What sort of process do you go through?
I'm one of these, and I guess everyone who's worked with me will say this, and all of my staff in Frederiksberg, they were like, "What are you doing, Marie?" Because I'm one of these person, I go around and I just taste everything. So I have like I would go around and pick leaves off of trees just to see like what does this taste like. So I feel like I have this big archive of tastes, impressions. So whenever I want to create something new, I kind of go through that and think about like, it could be memories, it could be a dish, or like a specific mood
Right.
that I connect with taste or smell experiences that I've had earlier on. And then for me, it's very much about like, how can we recreate this in a cocktail and make it all come together. And then of course, to do that, you need to know what different spirits and
Absolutely.
and modifiers taste like to be able to do that. So I just go about and taste everything. I'll be like,
see if it's like just right. This is maybe a bit too much. You need a little bit less.
Yeah,
I feel you. That's really nice. But can you retain that? Like once you go and taste everything, do you need to take notes, or like, because like for me, I carry around like a little notebook and I have to write everything down or I immediately forget it. Are you someone who can just retain information?
I can retain a lot of like stuff that I have tasted or smelled or felt. For instance, if I've read something, like I can remember how stuff in bottles taste, but I can't necessarily tell you the whole story about the production and the man who created or founded the distillery, but I can most likely remember specific tastes, impressions I had when tasting it.
Okay. Oh, well, then that's
so that sort of information I'm good at, and then other
like the more
other information goes more in the background, where I always admired people who can like read a stock or read the back label of a bottle and then just go and present it flawless to a guest. Remember the whole story and which year it was founded and that fire in whatever year, and I'm like, I can remember all of that, but I can remember what it tastes like. And so
I'm pretty similar. My bosses can do that. Like anytime there's like something new that comes into the shop, and then he's like, so it was founded in this year, and then there was a fire in this year, and then they rebuilt the distillery, and now they use this still, and like he just,
it's amazing. Like
immediately remembers it all.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. I mean, clearly your results speak for themselves, so your methodology is totally fine.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, you can always you gotta practice what you're not good at, and the other stuff you don't have to work that much on. So like in the Bacardi, I really have to, like when I go up to a stage, I really have to try to remember the whole. I can remember my own story and the stuff I've worked with and why I've done it and all
Right.
of this, but then like thinking it all parallel to the whole Bacardi story, that's something I really have to focus to get it right.
Yes.
So that takes a bit more work.
It's also just quite a bit of dates, isn't it? Like the
Yeah.
Bacardi story, you know what I mean? Like it's like every few years, like some event happens and you have to remember this date and, you know, explain it. Well, very nice. Super cool.
We all have strengths.
Shall we
Which
keep?
one are we on now?
So
Sorry.
we are on number 4. We're going down the river, but we're switching it up. So we've had some rum, we've had some bourbon. Now it's time for some agave. So this is kind of special to me. This is Tapatio tequila blanco, but I think it was, no, I don't think, I'm positive this was like the first sort of high quality tequila that I've ever had, and it was completely game changing, of course, because we've all had the really low quality, you know, red cap tequila. And then to try this and be like, oh my God, it's actually really lovely. So yeah, I had to add it in. Absolutely.
I always love a tequila.
Yeah, there you go. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's green. It's fresh. It just makes you feel good. There it is. Oh, all right. So Marie, from drawing to knitting to restoring furniture, you genuinely seem to have a hand in every single art medium out there. But where did it all stem from? Like, did you just wake up one day, like tiny little 4-year-old Marie? Did you just wake up and you're like, I'm gonna do all this stuff? Or was it a small process where you started something and it led to other things?
I mean, my family has always been very hands-on. My great-grandmother lived from being an artist, and so did my great-grandmother on my other side of the family.
Right.
Yeah, my dad is a boat builder, so he's like doing all the wood machine stuff. Yeah, and my mom is brilliant at knitting, so I guess I've just learned a little bit from home, and then I was very fortunate to have a teacher in school that was really good at painting, and so I actually, I don't know, probably was a bit of a noob, but every day after school I would just go and sit and paint and do a lot of painting. So I've just practiced and practiced and practiced. And
plus all the stuff you had at home, then it just sort of built up.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So it,
and then
it
when
really
you
was
see
like a long
something,
process.
you want to create something, and then you got to figure out how to do it, and then slowly you just like
sort of figure it out.
Yeah.
Along the way. That's interesting. So you just sort of keep updating your skill set, really. Like whatever you need to do, then you can kind of learn it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I can learn it, but I won't not try. I'll try to do it, and then I'll Google it or YouTube it, and then maybe I'll figure it out, and maybe it won't be that great the first time or the second time or the 10th time, but then it gets a little better.
It's the 11th time that really comes through. The 11th time is, oof, it's much better than the 3rd. Absolutely. Yeah. No, but I mean, that's totally fair. YouTube is honestly my biggest friend when it comes to anything handy. You know,
I mean, you can learn so much from YouTube.
Absolutely, man. I think actually the barking dog and Paloma as well, they're pretty much built on YouTube knowledge, because, you know, Blondie or Carl, the main boss man, one of the main boss men is he's really, really handy, and he is good, but like it's all YouTube stuff that he's learned and things like this.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's like if you have, I mean, of course, maybe it won't be as great as if someone who was taught properly how to do it did it, but you can. So the first time you do stuff is not going to be that great, but then when you've tried it, you figure out, well, what did I do wrong? And then voila,
Voila.
there's
Boom.
a kitchen.
Is it just that instant? It's just voila, boom, there's a kitchen. That's nice. I mean, honestly, bartending is pretty similar, right? I mean, you know, I think my
It's
version.
learning by doing. It's
Yeah,
great.
absolutely. I mean, you know, I think the first time I made a margarita, it was like, you know, that much tequila with like that much lime juice. And I was like, here you go. And then, you know, you slowly learn that like, this is not right and that you can make it better. uh,
Yeah. YouTube is excellent for stuff. I
absolutely.
mean, I'm not sure I would argue that you can become a great bartender just by watching YouTube, because I think it takes a lot of like muscle memory, and
It's also
and the
interaction
same
with
goes
people.
for knitting. And but I mean, you can always get introduced to new skills that way, and then you can practice, practice, practice. But I mean, if you get something off balance off of watching it on YouTube, who's going to tell you that it's not right?
That's a pretty fair point, actually. If you're the only sort of audience that you have and
Yeah,
you think it tastes really great, then it is difficult then to put it out into the world. Absolutely.
yeah. Not all skills can be taught from YouTube, but a lot can.
There you go. There you have it. Everyone who's listening at home,
That's going to be my mantra from now on.
boom.
YouTube.
Careful. If you say it too many times, then they might start to ask you to be like a rep or an influencer. No, influencers are only on Instagram, right? What are YouTubers called?
I think they're
Like
called
people.
influencers as well.
Okay. Well,
Isn't influencers just like people who say a lot of stuff that people want to listen to? So like you can actually call yourself an influencer now.
that is that's a fantastic description of an influencer. People who just say a lot of stuff that other people might listen to.
And they influence them.
Yeah, and then
Do
and they get
stuff in a certain
influenced.
way.
Boom.
Voila.
Bada bing, bada boom. All right. Are you ready to go? I know it's really, really cold outside. Are you ready to go to Barbados?
Is this Barbados?
Oh, yes, ma'am. If
Is
it's
it number?
5,
Yeah, number 6. No, 5.
number 5, yeah.
Okay, because I'm on number 6, and that's not Barbados. I can
Are
tell
you
you
on
that.
number 6? If is it dark like
I
it?
think I just skipped one.
Okay.
I'll do 5 because that's a full
Yes.
bottle.
Yeah. Boom. There you go. Yeah, this is Rum Nation, Barbados. Something nice. Cheers.
It's a good little roller coaster we got
Right?
going.
Do you like the ride? I'm
Yeah.
happy. I'm happy. Cheers. Ooh. All right. So, you are a pet owner, yes?
Yes.
You have a dog called Rania?
Yeah.
Yeah? Whew. Nailed that one.
Yeah.
But is Rania there? No.
No, Ranya's not here. She's out on a date.
She's out on a date.
We're trying to get her knocked up because we want to have small, cute baby dogs.
Little pups running around. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fair. That is really cute though. I like that you just sent her to like a friend's house or something. You like sent her to like a male dog.
Yeah.
Knocked out.
She's at my friend's mother's house, whose neighbor has a really cute male dog. So they go over there like every day to visit, to get them to, do their thing.
Your friend's mom's
Neighbor.
has a I like it though. No, I mean you can't keep it close to the family, right? It has to be spread out. You need some diversity in the gene
And I
pool,
mean,
right?
you can't just take the first dog you see. It has to be the right dog and
Absolutely.
the right size, and
Gotta
then
be
they
a
have to fall in
connection.
love. And
That's really cute. Oh, well, then as a pet owner, you definitely know the struggle, because I have 2 cats. Just for a little bit of backstory, I have 2 cats, and they're fantastic, but like one of them is slightly suicidal and like tries to jump out the window all the time. The other one just constantly scratches like screens or
Furniture.
not furniture, but window panes. Like
Oh,
like the glass. Like just anything sort of soft and smooth, then one scratches it and the other one just tries to jump out of stuff. And it's fantastic, of course, but it makes me just, I want to shave them or something like this. You know what I mean? But as lovely as your dog, I'm sure, is fantastic, but there must be something that she does that just really drives you mad.
I'm thinking.
Okay,
Uh,
take your time.
well, I
We're
mean,
not in a schedule.
of course there is,
Hmm.
but I can't really think about. Well, I mean, she's very stubborn, so that can be a bit annoying. She's
Yeah.
very like she's gonna sit in front of me while if I'm working on the computer, she's gonna sit in front of me. If she wants to go out or if she wants to play or whatever, she's just gonna be staring at me and doing until I do something. So if I was in a video conference with
Hmm.
you now, she would be sitting there doing that until I did something about it.
Right.
That's pretty annoying.
That's a really lovely impression that you have there. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. That is pretty annoying. The littlest cat that I have that because like there's two. One's of course older. One's a bit smaller. But the smaller one who loves to try to jump out windows, he does something similar to this, where he
Yeah.
like I'll be like on school in the mornings, on like a little Zoom meeting, similar to this, and he comes up like right here on the camera and just walks across the screen,
Yeah.
and just steps on all the buttons.
I think that because Ronja is so small, she's a little less than 4 kilos. So sometimes she thinks she's a cat, I think, because she
Okay.
does the same thing. She wants to sit on my lap while I'm on the computer. And then if that gets too boring, she wants to go and sit in the window shelf so she can watch over the roundabout that's like in front of our house.
Right.
And then she just, yeah, sits up there. So,
What
and
what kind of a
pretends to
dog
be
is
a
she
cat.
if she's that small? What kind of a dog is it?
She's a mix of Shih Tzu, Chihuahua, and Pomeranian. So like
Ah, I see. Okay.
three small and furry, like a little softball.
Yeah, just like a little tiny thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cute. Oh, that means if she's that small, that means whenever she gets pregnant, her little belly will drag on the ground. Oh man, that's gonna be so cute.
I will show
Well
you
then, are we ready for the last shot,
the
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 last call? Yes, so this is what you poured in your glass earlier.
Yeah,
This is something special. This is actually Blondie's Carl, the one of the boss men.
I know
Um,
them.
super cool. Um, but this is one of his favorite agaves ever. So this is the Tepestate agave, the the
Yes.
Bozal. Yeah. Oh, it's weird. It's backwards in the camera, but I guess you can read it,
It's
I'm
not
sure.
backwards in my camera.
Ah, okay. So that's strange. So it's a mirror image for me. Whatever. But yeah, so this is super lovely, and for some reason, it's a super low price. We got these at like really cheap, which is crazy for wild agave. So we were crazy hyped on them, and we got a bunch. So I had to add it to the selection tonight.
That's good.
It's it's super lovely. Cheers. Oh,
It's a bit more raw than the
then like the previous agaves.
number. Was it
Yeah,
number 4?
yeah, Tapatio. Yeah, much more raw. I mean, it's a different process of distillation. But yeah, it's fucking lovely as well. My God, so nice. But Marie, as someone who has had pretty much every job in the service industry, right? Like you've done running, you've done waiting, you've done bartending, and you've done managing. So as someone who has so much experience, can you give us a little tips and tricks or some do's and don'ts for people who are just starting the industry, people who are just getting into the whole service game?
You think like how to develop within the industry as a person, or
Yeah, how to develop in the industry, how to survive the industry, you know, or how to thrive in the industry, I guess would be better.
yeah. I guess for me it's been about like constantly making sure that I wasn't doing the same thing for too long,
Mm-hmm.
because, well, I guess that's very individual, but I get bored if I do the same thing like day in, day out
Yeah.
for too
Okay.
long. So for me,
That's fair.
learning new stuff is important, not to get like tired of what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been like really doing, like always striving to do the best, like whatever position I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you're a runner or a waiter or a dishwasher or whatever, because to be a good restaurant or to be a good bar as a whole, the
Yeah,
team needs to come together. So if the dishwasher is not doing his job, the rest of the team can't do it.
absolutely.
So whatever role you have, it's about like fulfilling that role the best you can, and like be the best colleagues you can for your coworkers, because that just makes a more fun workplace, a more fun night for the guests. And in the end, if you try to do your best, you're gonna learn something. And if you push yourself a little bit over the edge, like maybe if you're completely new, it could be recommending something that you haven't tried to recommend before, or just like
Right.
be into a conversation with someone about something that you don't feel 100% safe.
Mm-hmm.
But once you lean out, you're going to get those questions that's going to force you to go back and find the answer.
I see. Okay.
So you're going to,
So to push yourself in a way.
yeah, I mean, I think that's if you want to go somewhere,
Yeah.
like, because no one else is going to push you.
That's true. Or they will push you, but not in, you know, the right direction maybe.
And then I think also just to not to be afraid to ask if you want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a runner and you want to be a bartender, then
Yeah.
ask your manager. Tell them that that's what you want to do, that that's your interest. If you're a waiter and you want to be a manager, you have to let people know that that's your desire. Otherwise, no one can go and meet you.
Right.
So I think, yeah, I don't know
Well,
if
there you
that's
go.
an answer for the
No,
question.
that was honestly such a fantastic answer.
And then to be curious. I mean, curious in products, in tastes, in
Mm-hmm.
people, and have fun.
There you go. I mean, that's one of the main things, right? You need to love and have fun with what you're doing for work. But that's
Otherwise you're not gonna survive the industry if you're not having fun.
that's true.
And I mean, having fun can be getting a lot of after work beers, but having fun should also be while you're working, and it should also be fun without the beers.
Yes, that I think that's one of the most important things is with it is a lot of misconceptions come with the being in the service industry is you know that oh you must drink quite a bit, or like oh you know you must party after hours quite a bit, and it's like, well, that's not, I mean, sure, yes, of course sometimes, but that's not really, you know, why we're here. You
Yeah,
know, we're
I get it a
here.
lot from, or I get it a lot from family and friends that are not in the industry and never
Mm-hmm.
have been. They're like, oh, you don't your industry have a lot of issues with alcoholism, and like people are just like, this is just something that we're doing for fun only. And I mean, I think whatever job you have, it should be fun.
Absolutely.
Even if you work in a
Definition of
bank or
fun.
something, you shouldn't be doing it if you don't like it, if it's not
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
But I also think that like it's such a misconception, because if I got wasted behind the bar every
Mm-hmm.
time I was working, I wouldn't be able to provide that service and to provide those
No,
experiences. It would
not
be
at
like
all.
all over the place.
Yeah, I mean,
So
half of them might not get served. Who knows?
Of course, it's an industry where it's very easy to hide it if you are an alcoholic. But I think most of us are doing this as a very professional choice. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. I mean, yes, of course you're right. It is super easy to hide it if you are an alcoholic and you know, you maybe have a shot here and there, and you know, no one really notices. But I think, you know, maybe 90% are all about it. You know, people are really about the spirits themselves, not just what they do to your body.
Probably drink more on Sundays and Tuesdays than a lot of other industries, but we're so busy and so tired when we're off on Friday night that none of us drinks on Friday nights, you know?
No, that's the thing. We occasionally have, like, you know, little staff meetings during the shift where you like have a shot, but that's, you know, if there's time, there's maybe one, right?
And no one is like, and then when you're off Friday night, you're like, oh,
yeah, you're
so tired. You like, I mean,
you just want your bed.
But most of the days you're like, fuck, I'm tired. I'm
yeah, well, I mean,
and then you have the energy on Sunday, and then you go out. So I think that the misconception about the industry is also because that it's just on different days, you know.
It's a different schedule.
The rest of Denmark, they're drinking just as much. They're just doing it on different days.
There you go. It's just a different schedule, really, you know? Yeah. Like their Fridays and Saturdays are on Fridays and Saturdays. Our Fridays and Saturdays are Sunday and Monday, or Tuesday, you know, Monday and Tuesday, something like this. Absolutely. Well, Marie, you crushed those questions. You fucking nailed it. You did really, really great.
I don't know if there was a correct and a wrong answer to that one, but
I mean, there is no wrong or right to any of these answers on it, or to any of these questions, really. It's all about how you feel. It's you know, it's just a conversation.
Yeah. Great. I love it.
There you go. Are you ready for a game, though?
Yes, and I fear that there is right and wrong answers in this one.
There is. yeah. With the game, there is a definite right or wrong. So the game, it's a bit different from the games that we played in the past. So this is called Guess That Bar. And so how it works is that I read a bad review, and then you have to tell me what bar this review is about.
Okay.
Of course, if you get it wrong, or if you do not know, then you must take a shot. There are 5 questions, so a potential of 5 more shots. But every time, because it's going to run a little bit faster than the previous questions. So every time you hear this sound, every time you hear that sound. Yep. Did you hear it? Super cool. Yeah, so every time you hear that sound, we're going to switch questions. So I'll give you some time, but not a ton of time to answer.
Okay. Is it like, okay, it's just the name of the bar, of course.
Yeah, just the name of the bar. You don't have to tell me like the situation or anything like this. It's like just the name. And if you have the name, boom. And hopefully there are little hints. We tried to make it, because this is kind of a hard game, so we tried to make it a little easier and give you hints on what bar it is. And these are bars that you and I have talked about before.
Okay.
If that helps. I'm not sure if it does, but
let's see.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Review number 1. We tried to go in with a 4-month-old baby, and we're not even fully in the door before the bartender rudely told us we're not allowed to bring kids. His reasoning? It's a bar. But there are other bars in Copenhagen that very much accommodate kids. However, I completely understand establishments that are not kid-friendly, but there is zero information about this on their website. It boils down to extremely poor expectation management. 1 star. What bar is it?
It's a bar.
It's what?
And it's a bar.
Yeah. It's a bar.
That could be Lilkøb.
Holy shit! It is Lilkøb. Oh my god.
Yay!
Wow, good job. Very nice.
I don't have to drink.
No, you do not have to drink. You got it right.
Oh,
you did super well. Good job. All right. Review number 2.
Is it
offensive.
like punishment shots? Do they get worse and worse and worse?
No, hopefully they don't get worse. I'm a little sad that you didn't get to drink the first one because it's really, really nice. But the second one is also fucking killer.
Ooh.
Right? It's the first one was Porter's Tropical Gin. Fucking lovely.
Never had that before.
Really? It's one of my favorites. It's so
A bit
good.
like the. Do you ever have the tomato gin?
The tomato gin. No, I don't think so.
There's an Italian gin that's like a tomato gin, and it just tastes like mango and I don't know, kind of a little bit like this. Reminds me a little bit of tomatoes. Yeah, I don't remember what the name is called.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know. Something Italian.
Something Italian.
The thing with the names on the bottles and the stuff, but I can remember the taste, you know?
There you go. That's right. You said this earlier. There you go. So there's a tomato gin out there that tastes kind of like mangoes.
It tastes a little bit like this gin. It's like gin with something tropical.
Boom. There you go. There it is. All right. Second review. Offensive selling by waiter. Started out suggesting champagne without being asked for a suggestion. My medium rare was mostly rare, and the mushrooms were not that warm. 2 stars. What bar is this?
This is, it's a mash.
Oh my God, yes, it is mash. God damn it.
Which one is it? Do I have to guess which one it is? Do you have that on there?
I don't actually, but okay, that's a great suggestion for further shows. I will maybe make it harder because clearly this is not as hard.
That's something maybe I would have a guess which one it is that would like.
True. Do you have an idea of where this would have been?
I would say it's probably Bredgade or Penthouse, but yeah, okay. Not sure.
Yeah,
you can look into it afterwards.
I will. I'll like re-look up the review.
Yeah.
Because these were surprisingly hard to find. Most of these places don't have that many bad reviews, which is great.
Because they're great places.
Oh, hey.
Oh, no crib as well. No kids.
Yeah, right. No kids. Well, also it's a 4-month-old baby. Are you serious?
And it says nothing on the website, and you just know if someone like Googled the website before going into a cocktail bar, you're like,
man, it says no kids on here. Well, that's try it. You know what I mean? All right. Third review. Here we go. You give $120 for a drink and get 80% ice cube. Here you go. Go here and waste your money on frozen water. 1 star. What bar is this from?
That could be any bar.
It could be any bar. But what bar is it from?
$120 for a drink.
Sorry, did I say 120? Oh my God, I messed that up. It's so it's let me just redo this because we'll cut that out. All right, so review number 3. You give $120 for a drink and you get 80% ice cube. Go here and waste your money on frozen water. What bar is this from? It's a 1-star review.
I mean, hopefully all bars in Copenhagen put a lot of ice cubes in the drinks.
Yeah.
The ice cube.
Right.
The drinks that are supposed to have ice cubes. Yeah, I mean, if it's something we've talked about, it could be mash, but it could be Brøndum, but it could be anything.
Nej.
It
could also be neither of those.
It could be Tata? No. Something we've talked about.
Yeah, something we talked about, but unfortunately you've already taken a few guesses, so yeah. Marie, I'm so sorry. You must drink.
You have to tell me which one it is, though.
This is the third one. So this is Arete tequila blanco.
I love that.
Yeah, who doesn't? Arete is fantastic. Boom, boom, boom.
It's not that bad. Okay, so what's the answer to that question?
It was Gensun.
Oh, it's Gensun.
Yeah, Gensun. Apparently Gensun puts way too much ice in their drinks. I don't
Nah,
know.
I mean,
I highly doubt it. Gensun is
you should have a lot of ice in your drinks.
yeah.
Otherwise, they don't stay cold.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, right? Frozen water cools things down.
I
Little
would like to have a gin tonic with 2 ice cubes.
It is
Why?
strange how often I get asked for drinks without ice, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this happens to you as well.
Yeah, it does. And it also happens that then when you serve them without ice and you
Mhm.
like, you do the same amounts because, I mean, you're paying for a drink, you're not paying for a triple drink.
Exactly.
So
And
it's
then
going to feel like
yeah, they get this
this
tiny
much in
little
the
thing.
glass. And they're like, yeah, but I want to have a full drink. Like,
A full
yes, then
drink
you're
has
gonna have
ice.
to pay like 3 times the amount for me to fill the glass with drinks if there's no ice in it. And also you're gonna get a very warm drink at the end.
Yeah, which no, I mean spirits on their own are fine, but like a warm cocktail, maybe not. I don't know. It really depends on what it is.
Yeah,
It needs to be designed to be warm.
yeah.
Otherwise it's not okay. Uh
Yeah, but then also the like if you have 2 ice cubes, those 2 ice cubes are gonna melt a lot faster than if you had 10 ice cubes. So you're just gonna get a watery gin tonic or whatever you're having.
That's absolutely true. But I
Yeah.
mean, people think about volume, right? Like they don't fully understand the idea of it. That ice cubes, of course, they take up space, but they keep your drink cold and they don't dilute it faster. People just see ice cubes and they're like, well, that's a lot of ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and like in Mesh, we also get the complaints with the like about people complaining that we give them a fourth of a glass of wine because
A
our wine
fourth.
glasses are like super big and then there's only wine at the
Okay.
bottom of the glass and they're like, yeah, they didn't even fill up the wine glass. You're like, if I filled that wine glass, you would have a full bottle of red wine. It's like,
Which if you have a full bottle of red wine, and then you are still wanting more, maybe stop and rethink things.
maybe don't fill that glass to the top because it's not meant to be filled to the top.
There you go. Maybe take in design for a little bit. All right. Fourth review. Here we go. Good beer selection. Location, not so good. If it's more than 15 minutes by bike, I can't give it more than 3 stars. 3 stars. What bar is this?
It could be Gensyn, could be Lilkøb. None of those.
I'll give you one more guess because it is something that we talked about earlier this week and it has a good beer selection.
It's Berlin Bar.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. Super cool. All right. Good job. Very, very nice. Yeah, Berlin Bar. It does obviously have a great Berlin sorry.
Berlin Bar is like right next to Mash Frederiksberg, so whenever
Mhm.
we close down the restaurant, we'll always go over there for beer. It's just nice, cozy.
Yeah, it's a really
Like
cozy bar actually.
you have great
But
beer.
apparently it's more than 15
And
minutes by bike from this person. So
yeah,
you can't possibly give it more than 3 stars. No fucking way. Which, I don't know. I just biked to Amat and back and like that
yes,
wasn't
you did.
it wasn't too terrible to be honest with you. It was really nice. I saw like because it's like the Light Festival is happening this month
Oh yes,
and it's gorgeous. It's
yeah,
super cool. Yeah, biking like through the sort of central, like from Christiantown to central
yeah,
Nabo.
because it's right there by the bridge and like
Exactly.
out on the water. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
cool.
really fucking pretty. That's also why it took me a little bit longer because you stop and you're like, my God, people make this stuff.
That's a good
You know
thing
what I
about
mean?
not being live. You can like chill, chill.
Yeah, that's also an amazing switch about not being live. All right, here we go. Fifth review, last review. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
You think you got this? So far, you've done pretty fucking well. I think I've maybe given you a little too many hints,
You
but
give me a little.
we got this last one. Here we go. It was simply not right. I came unannounced, and there were 2 places left. I say I have to think about it, and when I come back 5 minutes later, they say that it's full in 5 minutes. I doubt that. 2 stars. Where is this from?
That's Tata.
Night.
Night.
Night. No. Full in 5 minutes. I don't know if that might not be a hint.
I'm thinking that it's a small place because full in 5 minutes, but it could
Yeah.
be.
But there were only 2 places left, so you know. Just imagine the Jeopardy music coming in, like da-na-na-na, da-na-na.
Is it? I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm going through my head which bastard we talk about. I'm like,
If you don't know, Marie, I'm so sorry. Then you must take a shot.
yes, I must.
You must.
What am I having? Number 5.
Oh, number 5 is a classic. It's a lovely little picaflor. Classic Espadine, super lovely mezcal. Yeah, right? Not bad, not bad, not bad. Very nice. Well, Marie, that is all we have for tonight, actually. You did a fantastic job. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you too.
Yeah, thank you.
It was nice.
I'm glad it was really lovely. Yeah, I thought this went really well.
Yeah, and maybe people don't know this, but like we've never met before in real life before you were here.
Yeah,
in
that's
my
true.
place like 30 minutes ago. So yeah, it's been nice meeting you.
Yeah, it's been fantastic meeting you. I guess for everyone who's going to be watching this, yeah, we haven't met at all until today, and it went really, really well. Thank you so much. You're fantastic.
Well, thank you, and you too. And maybe I'll be doing. I've been doing these pair with me pairings
Yes,
in
you
my
have.
Bacardi. So once we are getting going with the Bacardi, that's a roller coaster as well. At the moment, but once it gets going, then maybe I'll do a pair with Logan.
Oh, yes, I am, of course, always down.
Yeah.
But before we leave, do you have anything to say to the folks at home?
Well, I mean, stay safe and don't be lonely. Like, you can always call someone, and you can always do a little video hangout. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really enjoy being at home getting paid and just chill a lot. So I don't know if any bartenders are feeling. I understand bar owners, but I don't know if like regular bartenders are feeling super sorry for themselves at the moment. I'm not. I'm enjoying it.
Well, there you have it, people.
I get to do a lot of knitting and cooking and other stuff that makes my brain tuned in for bartending once we go back.
Well, there you go. Knit away. Call people if you're lonely, and just keep cooking. Thank you so much, guys, for everyone who's going to tune in, and tune in next time for the next episode of Let's Drink About It.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.